Now presenting Mr. Mike Coyne, Governor's Hurricane Conference Board member representing the National Weather Service.
Good afternoon, everyone. Our next award is the Tropical Meteorology Award. It's presented to an individual or organization that has made outstanding or substantial contributions to the advancement and knowledge, application, or understanding of the hurricane forecasting and warning process in the state of Florida. Since 2004, Mr. Mike Boylan has been educating people about trends, model runs, and everything else tropical weather related through his website. He does not forecast, but his dedication and contributions to the citizens of Florida and providing tropical weather information in layman's terms, helping to explain what the forecast trends mean and how to follow all the extensive maps, charts, and graphs located on his website, Mike's weather page, aka spaghettymodels.com. The 2021 Tropical Meteorology Award goes to Mike Boylan of Mike's weather page.
Just click on Mike's page, Trump don't be nation. Well, there'll always be some haters. They don't understand. Mike's got a friend and 100,000 more across the land. Well, if you want to know it first and you want to know it right and you want to have time to plan, Drunk Donkey Nation tells your friend, Mike, he's your man. And he's gonna tell you all about the wind and the rain. Gonna tell you if it's gonna be a storm or if it's gonna be a hurricane. Don't you worry about the news others try to hide. Click on Mike's page, Drunk Donkey Nationwide. Yeah, here at Mike's page, Drunk Donkey Nationwide.
All right, let's do it. What's up, everybody? Good morning. Happy Labor Day. I was 17, getting some Coke and some gasoline. Little Tim McGraw, right? It was Labor Day week and I was 17. Not 17 anymore, unfortunately. I feel 17. Act 17. Maybe 17's a little older than I act. Maybe I act more like 15. But didn't Jimmy Buffett say it best? Never growing up, growing old, or something. Something like that. Yesterday was Jimmy Buffett Day. What's up, Mr. Braxton? Morning, Bobby Shehorn. What's up, Miss Bonnie? Good morning. Happy Labor Day. Scarlett's. I'd like to reset the clock. Maybe, I don't know. Ryan, we went on to Margaritaville. I don't know if it was paradise or not. We went on the one out of Tampa. It's really good. Growing older, not up. There you go. 182Q. Robert from Iraq. Holy cow. Oh, it's 4:30 over there, right? I remember that. Well, hope everybody's doing good. We're going to talk tropics. And we'll get on a little soapbox here in a minute about the tropics. Michelle got a Furman. Well, you rock, Michelle. You can't go wrong with that. No dogs today because I got a nice shirt on today because I got to go one more day at the home show. You got any? Michelle, I used to work outside the weather page. I'm officially 50 now. And been there, done that. Yes, that was Ian. That was Barrel. That was in Texas. Sargent, Texas. Erica, Palm Harbor, can't wait to cruise in June. I just got a text. The Palm Harbor. Are you watching, Erica? Our cruise in June? What's up, Mary Combs? Yeah, we listened to a lot of Michael Stephen. We listened to a lot of Jimmy Buffett last night. It was, I did a video about Little Miss Magic with Emily when she was an infant. I made my own music video. So I had her on the floor. Constantly amazed by the fans on the blade of the ceiling. Then I zoomed in on her and I zoomed up to the fan on the ceiling. And then when she'd like to roll into town with her top down, I put her in the car seat in the back of the truck. I think I had a Dodge Ram back then. I just had the window down. Well, anyway, happy September. September 2nd. I'm Mike from Mike's Weather Page. We're going to say hello for everybody and for a little bit. There's really not a lot cooking, so hope you're enjoying your day. Thank you for spending it with me here on this Monday morning. What's up, Austin Beagley? My man. I like to call Austin and get mad about the tropics. Austin, I had a few beers last night when I called you, buddy. And it was still daylight out. So I was thinking, I always put up the old ABC banner. You know, ABC, great sponsor, good supporter here at MWP. Well, then I went to their page. So we went to the home show yesterday. We'll be at the home show today. If you're signing off, go to Florida's largest home show at the fairgrounds. I'm speaking at noon today again, a little shorter. I didn't know I was supposed to speak for 30 minutes yesterday. I have an hour presentation, and I thought they told me to do it for an hour. So like 28 minutes in, I'm like, what? I'm only halfway done. So today I shortened it up. So if you want a good Florida themed, it only takes one. Don't be stubborn. What could happen in Florida? Today is the day to head to the home show, and I'll do a little speech. And then we can hang out afterwards. So anyway, I went to ABC. Look at this. So on the way there yesterday, since Sarah went with me and Julie, we let Sarah pick breakfast. And, of course, she picked Starbucks, and she ordered pumpkin something. Pumpkin, I don't know what it was. But then I went to ABC today, and they got pumpkin stuff, too. Everything's pumpkin. So that's an ABC Fine Wine and Spirits photo right there. We got spiced pumpkin. Everything's pumpkin at ABC. So there you go. You can get in the fall spirit, which October is a month away. I'm going to be pulling out the 12-foot skeleton here in a couple weeks. It's coming. I always end up decorating into September. We're in September. So it is pumpkin time. But big thanks to ABC for supporting us here as always. We really appreciate all that they do. We got a couple meet and greets with ABC coming up in October. We're going to promote October 10th and 11th, I believe, Winter Garden and Cocoa Beach. So we'll be doing a spaghetti model IPA tasting. So hopefully you can make it, hang out with us here at ABC. But anyway, one more thing, one more on this, and then I'm going to the tropics. But I'll be there today. It's a hurricane show, preparedness show. Huge show over there at the fairgrounds. It's supposed to be rain today. So it's a rainy Labor Day here in Florida for a lot of folks. So head on over there to the 39th annual. And I'm going to speak at noon today and talk tropics. I'm talking tropics now, but we're going to talk tropics in real time. So there you go. Here's the tropics map. Let's leave it up here while we say hello to everybody. So September 10th is coming. That's peak season. I don't even know where to start. Katie says, leave that fall stuff alone. I know, but come on, man. It's almost... But anyway, and by the way, Florida, we're still in that sales tax holiday right now going on. I shared Pinellas County. So excited. Pinellas County, my local government here, had me do a video for them, and they shared it. So I love working with my county and Florida Division of Emergency Management. But it's sales tax holiday until September 6th. You can go buy that Furman generator at Lowe's. Safe sales. Today's a great day to shop. You get batteries, pet food, all kinds of. There's a bazillion items in Florida you can get sales tax free until September 6th. So that includes generators. You buy a $800 generator, guess what? You save almost $100 with no sales tax. So anyway, Commodore Club, Tim Pap. Yeah, we were there. Anybody been to the Commodore Club? Judith, you need a generator. Oh my God. Judith, well, come on now. You don't have a generator? How could you not have a generator? Yeah, so here's the tropics map. I don't even know where to begin. So, in a nutshell, put my hat on. By the way, no dogs today because I got a decent shirt on. I don't want to get hair all over it. But in a nutshell, tropics in a nutshell. Oh, God, where do we start? So, I started this venture back in the day, and I didn't know anything about weather, and still don't. But we would share 10-day models 10 years ago, and they were pretty darn accurate. I'm telling you, when you got model consistency 10 days out, it was okay to share them. It was like, okay. And I felt confident sharing models 7 days out. It was like, heck yeah, 7 days. Models now absolutely are clueless. Like, it is scary. Like, I don't know what's going on. Last year we had a storm called Hurricane Otis in the Pacific, right? Decimated Acapulco, right? Not one model predicted it to be more than a tropical storm. Not one. Not one model. And it turned into a Cat 5. That's bad. That's bad. That's real bad. And now we got our little system entering the Caribbean, man, and the models have been everywhere. And they even baffled me. I admit it. I told you I was baffled. When I saw all 4 models going in on a hurricane, that's confidence to me. Peak season, warm water, appear to be light wind shear, a little bit of dry air, Yeah, Beryl did it in July. Beryl was a Cat 5 in July. So I'm like, yeah, we're into August, September now. But no, guess what? Nothing. So, models are becoming very unreliable. I mean, and now, were you there last night? Who said that? Rick, were you there last night? You were. I was there. Oh, no concert. Nope, I didn't make the concert. Whatever concert that was. Dang it! Now I lost my train of thought. Way to go, man! Now I have no idea what I was going to say. But now I'm reading on X, right? I feel bad. I feel bad for the ones that make predictions because now it's all Monday morning quarterbacking. Happens every year. And I'm just as guilty as anybody. 4 or 5 years ago, I didn't believe in long-term predictions. Then I started believing in them, and now I don't believe them again. And everybody that said at the beginning of the year, I've heard that before. Well, you probably were right. We've heard this before. But with all the science and knowledge that everybody has, they still can't predict the tropics. They say trust the experts. I believe trust the experts, but even the experts get it wrong, so far at least. I mean, it's okay for me to be wrong because I don't claim to be any expert, but the experts are now scratching their head trying to figure out why the tropics are slow. It's supposed to have been the most active year ever. And it hasn't been. We've only had 5 storms. We had, what was that, Chris? We had one that lasted 4 hours. So that didn't even count, really. It happened at 2 in the morning. It was done at 5 in the morning. And nobody even knew about Chris. Alberto was kind of a sloppy low. I mean, there was a lot of rain and flooding in Texas, but I don't think it was attached to Alberto. We had an upper level high pressure that was spinning in Gulf moisture into Texas. But Alberto was way down to Mexico. I think that was completely just ironic that Alberta was actually cause for all that, Texas trouble. It was mainly winds, the gradient winds, way to the north. Wasn't Alberta. Alberta was way to the south. So basically, at Beryl, we had Debbie and Ernesto, which didn't really affect anybody. Bermuda. So anyway, that's where we're at. I don't know what's going on. So we just watch things in real time, and we'll figure it out. There'll be a storm again one day, and when it happens, we'll be here covering it. And But anyway, that's our spots. So we got two spots. Okay, so let's get into it. This is the spots. These are the spots. The one that was in the middle Atlantic isn't highlighted, but ironically, some of the models are showing it still hanging on. So, maybe they'll bring it back. This is the one we've been talking a lot. It's not an invest yet. It's very sloppy. There's not even a center. So it's the longest running tropical system I think I've seen that isn't an invest. That's been orange. It's been 40%, 50%, 40%, 50%, 40%. Now it's 40%. Going weaker west. We got a little spot off Texas, 10%. So probably not going to develop. Probably. A lot of rain in Louisiana and Texas. But eventually we got a cold front coming this week. That's been the big news. There's a big cold front coming. And it's going to pick this little 10%er up, and it's going to pull it up to the northeast. So this little guy is going to go whoop soon enough. Could be high pressure building back in, keeping this west. This looks like it might be going this way. We have this whole spot that's not even highlighted. So there you go. Tropics in a nutshell. Nearing September the 10th. Here's the satellite. So this is basically what we're looking at right here. That was supposed to be developing, and it's not. That is totally disorganized. All these theories, why? I'm not into that Monday morning quarterbacking. But anyway, that's where it's at. There's a little low here somewhere. This is the spot they stop highlighting, and this is the one that we'll show it. So there you go. And then we got the golf. We'll talk about the golf here in a second. We will. Promise. This is a image I posted earlier. This is basically everything in a nutshell coming this week. We got a big, this is rainfall through Saturday morning. A lot of folks yesterday were wondering why it was raining in the Florida Peninsula. Remember, we had this Gulf Bahama blob that actually worked its way up towards Florida Peninsula yesterday and today. So that happened yesterday. A lot of people are like, where the heck did this rain come from? Well, there was this blob last week. It ended up going this way. We got a front coming down, and there you go. And it's going to pick this little guy up and pull it out that way. So that's a lot of rain coming in the next 5 days. This is rainfall through Saturday. Nothing anywhere else. That's pretty much it in a nutshell. Increased rains for Florida. My side of the state, where we're locked in this classic pattern of storms developing because we got a strong flow here from the Atlantic side. So the winds are pushing storms off to the west. And you can see that with the color of rains. Most of the rains middle westward in Peninsula. And then Panhandle, as the rains kind of get pushed up from that high pressure flow. And then, the front comes down and pulls away whatever is down here. So that's that. I posted that earlier. What else did I have up there? I didn't really have a lot up today. This is interesting. I posted this one earlier. This is on tropicaltidbits.com. This is your 7-day temperature water change. Not ocean heat content, but sea surface temperature. A lot of this satellite derived, but what's cool about it is cool. Get it? What was cool about it? The water temperatures have cooled a lot in the Gulf and the Bahama area. This is that little disturbance that's been hanging out for a long time, and this is the Gulf rains that have been hanging out a long time, and it has cooled the water a little bit. Now, this is not ocean heat content. Ocean heat content's a whole different animal. This is just sea surface temperature. It doesn't mean it's cold. It just means that it's cooled. It's still hot. It's not cold by any means, but it has cooled. Cooled a little bit. Still 85, 86. So as far as supporting tropics, it's still way warm enough. That's not the point of that image to say that it's stopping anything from developing, just that the water cooled a little bit. Corey from Jax, what's up? Here's your rainfall today. We got this juice that's kind of made its way up here to the Florida Peninsula. Heavy rains off the coast here on the west side. Might be probably inching into the coastal areas. A little bit in the Carolinas too. Tropics are like a box of chocolate. You never know what you're going to get. What's up, Miss Beth? I think the next shirt I want to say, I want to have fear monger. Kirk, there's nothing travel-wise. There's nothing to worry about. Everybody's asking about questions. There's nothing in the tropics to talk about, Liz. Everything's good. Everything's good. It's going to rain. I'm not predicting rain. Rain is going to happen at summertime. As far as Corey thinks. You can't predict the rain. Nobody can. It's either going to rain or it's not. Percentage-wise, are pretty cool. This is a cool map. This is on a paid site that I got, weather models. But I like this map here. This one actually looks at, it's a cool map for probability of precipitation. So we do have some stuff in Texas. You're right, Judith. There's your rainfall maps today. Pretty neat, right? I like it. Let's go to Florida real quick. And there's your rain chances today. So obviously, we got both sides of the state, but more middle west coast. That's rain percentages. Florida Peninsula is totally different than the Panhandle. So hey, I added a new graphic to my hurricane presentation for today because I tried to make it shorter. They asked me to make it shorter. But I wanted to show you this one. I thought this was interesting. So I looked at tornado warnings back January last year to now, just to kind of give it a long time stamp. I thought this was interesting. Did you know, as far as tornado warnings go by state, Florida barely is third, almost second to Oklahoma. Texas is number one for tornado warnings. Now, these aren't ever verified. They're just, but look at this. Texas is a big state too, so doesn't count, right? You guys are bigger, so. But tornado warnings since last year, January 1st. Texas has had 574 tornado warnings. Oklahoma 335. Oh, we are second now. What the hell? Did I look at it wrong? We are second. I got to change my graphic now. We're second. We're second. We got second most tornado warnings in the country. A lot of folks don't know that. We get a lot of tornado warnings. Now, they don't verify all the time. But we got more tornado warnings than Oklahoma. But what tornado warnings mean, still nasty weather. You know, winds. Might not be a real tornado, but it still means we had big winds in a thunderstorm. So we're second. Hell, man, I got to fix that graphic. Hawaii's had one tornado warning. Maine's had one. This might have been from Beryl. Beryl had 200. Now, see, this is tricky. Because Beryl had 200 tornado warnings all the way up through. So a lot of these tornado warnings are because of Beryl. Debbie had a lot of tornado warnings. Anyway, I didn't show that. It's a little kind of neat to talk about, right? A little something. Cold front coming this week. This is interesting. Look at that. It was Labor Day weekend. I was 17. Got some Coke and some gasoline. What's up, Omar? Rain wrap. I know I've never had any luck chasing tornadoes. They have to come to you. You can't go to them. Texas, everything's bigger in Texas. People are asking about flights. Are you crazy? Connie, yeah, tornado warnings still happen in hurricanes. So, yeah. Happy Labor Day, Larry. What's up, buddy? What's up, Miss Heather? Barge. No Louis today, Charles. I gotta keep the dog hair off of my my shirt. I gotta leave ASAP as soon as we're done. I gotta head over to Tampa. All right, so we got a cold front coming. Below normal temperatures in the blue. That's for the end of the week, in the next weekend. Florida Peninsula doesn't get it. Panhandle might feel a little bit, but it's going to be cold, cool, crazy. Let's talk tropics here in a second, but let's look at these temperatures here. Let's go to tropical tidbits. Take a look at the southeast and look at temperatures. You'll see that green come into play big time. So, for example, 59 in lower Louisiana come next Tuesday morning. Isn't that crazy? A lot of 60s in the Florida Panhandle. We got 40s in the mountains. That is a legitimate cool front, man. We got 40s in Kentucky, 50s across Tennessee. So it looks like Tuesday morning is going to be the coldest morning showing so far. Euro is always a little more aggressive, usually. Let's see what they show for Tuesday morning. About the same. But yeah, it's legitimate, man. The humidity is going to be down and feel good, right? Where's my humidity map? There's a precipitation. Here's humidity. Oh my God, look at that. That's next Monday. Spot the cold front. Dry air. Now, originally, if we had anything in the tropics, this cold front's so strong it was going to pull whatever up towards the Gulf. It's still a possibility. But that was the steering mechanism, that if we had anything in the Caribbean, cold fronts pull systems north. And, man, that's a pretty deep cold front for early September. Ever since Debbie, the weather patterns changed. I'm telling you. We had persistent high pressure. Then all of a sudden Debbie came. We had a cold front come down, and now we've had cold fronts absolutely just dipping south. We had 60s a couple weekends ago. But that's dry air, and that's next Monday. Holy cow, right? That's going to be look at that. Big old cold front coming down. It'll feel like fall next weekend. Sunday is going to feel like fall. That's blue sky, dry air, chilly air, not moist air. Changing the season. All right, so let's talk about the tropics. All kinds of Monday morning quarterbacking going on. Why the season's doing what it's doing. Nobody was able to predict this. One of the theories, Austin, if you're watching, I've read a lot about also. The waves have been coming off higher in Africa. Then water anomaly off of Africa is higher north. I know our intertropics convergence zone was coming off high a couple weekends ago. We had a lot of dust in the atmosphere, that same time frame. Now it's back normal again. Here's your intertropics convergence zone right here. So this is where your waves usually exit. A couple weeks ago, there's another one right here. They've been coming off way high, and that's not normal. I don't know. You can theorize all you want. Doesn't make sense why this one's not doing anything now that it's over here, but I don't know, man. I just don't, I just can't wait till the next prediction comes out and they're going to have to tell everybody why now. Nothing. I mean, August 8th, we had a NOAA updated hurricane outlook less than a month ago, and they still predicted, counting the 5 we got, they still said 12 to 19 storms. Still yet to come. 12! Look at this year, 1983. I showed this one a bazillion times. 1983, not the Randy Travis song. What was that, 1985? What was the Randy Travis song? Anyway, here's 1983. Look at that. 4 storms in 83. 4. We still had major hurricane hit Houston. Major hurricane hit Houston. 1983, 4 storms. And really, you know what? Looking back at La Nina years, I'm so tired of hearing about La Nina and El Nino. My God, I just hate it. It's so stupid. 2004 was an El Nino year. We had 4 hurricanes in Florida. 18 was an El Nino year. We had Michael. Last year was La Nina or El Nino, and it was the 4th largest season ever. Last year was supposed to be slow. 83 was a La Nina year. Look at that. Oh my God. So it's supposed to be active. Here's 83. Look at that. 1983. So when we're in La Nina, blue, it's supposed to be a very active year. In 1983, there was 4 storms. So I don't know, man. It's just too much into trying to figure out the tropics, I'm telling you. So 83 was a La Nina year. It's supposed to be active. And it wasn't. We had 4 storms in 83. 2004 was a El Nino year. It's supposed to be slow. We had 4 hurricanes hit Florida in 2004. Last year was an El Nino year. Very strong El Nino year last year, 2023. It was the 4th largest season last year ever with 20 named storms. But we only had Idalia really affect anybody. But it was still El Nino. It was supposed to be slow, and it wasn't. So I whatever, man. I was just tired of it. I'm not falling into that trap next year again. It is, we can't predict Mother Nature. All right, so let's look at the models. So the models, again, maybe we should be more worried when they don't show anything, because when they don't show anything, when they do show something, it doesn't happen, right? So maybe we should flip a switch, and when the models don't show anything, we should perk up a little bit, right? But again, I was so baffled last week, I will admit it. I could not believe that all these global models were showing something developing and then it didn't happen. It's very odd to have all the models wrong like that. I mean, it's going to change my messaging a little bit. I'm sorry, but I can't consciously keep posting long-range models when I know now that they're not very reliable. They were back in the day. Even now, you predict, you post a model when there's, you get 5 or 6 global models, the exact same time frame, showing the exact same low pressure hurricane, and then they're all wrong. Like, what? How could that even happen? Matthew, there's no storm. Nope, that's what we're talking about, Matt. Nope. So far. I'm not saying it's no, but anyway, all right, so basically we got this spot. All right, so let's look at what the NHC talks about. All right, so this is the spot. This one in the Gulf is just rain. It doesn't look like it's going to be a weak low pressure. It is a weak low pressure right now currently. It is got some spinach in the Gulf. Here it is. This is what it looks like. Weak low pressure hugging the coast. You can see it right there. See it? Pretty darn impressive, right? Looking at the lower levels. Look at that. Cute little guy, right? Got some spin. Counterclockwise low pressure spin. Not bad looking, right? But it's only 10% chance. There's some wind shear coming down. We got some crazy winds on the top side. Help with that convection. So what's weird about it is if you look at the satellite yesterday, it looks like it's spinning clockwise, and it's because of these upper level winds actually blowing the convection around, making it look like it's spinning clockwise, even though the lower level winds are counterclockwise. So just not a lot of upper level wind support, but it does have lower level wind support right here, very broad. But hey, it's only 10%. Here's a spot we're watching really close, because this is the one that was showing a hurricane not too long ago, and there's nothing now, man. These winds are so strong. God, it's just nuts how this has happened. But anyway, there's nothing. Oh, that's different. Oh, that's waves. Nothing. Even the vorticity models are not showing anything. So I don't know what happened, where it went. I know the upper level winds are pretty strong right now. I mean, that's the theory, but whatever. This is not happening. The vorticity maps yesterday looked pretty darn impressive. They don't look impressive today. Here's your 850 vorticity, very broad, all kinds of elongated low pressure. So a little bit of 500 down here, but not enough. I mean, it's 40%. The NAC still at 40%. I thought they would have went 30 today actually, but they're 40%, saying that it could develop once it gets into the Caribbean. But that's a stretch right now. All right, let's look at the individual models. We'll look at ensembles. This is your GFS. This is blue is lower pressure. Here's your frontal line kind of parked over Florida here with our low pressure in the Gulf. And, nothing organized. Here's that new, this is the spot the NAC stopped highlighting, but it's actually showing back up on models again, which is really weird. Wouldn't that be something? But here's our low for Saturday. This is basically the same time frame. Everything was showing, next Sunday in this general area. And you can still see that same low. So nothing's changed on positioning. Here's Saturday next weekend. Kind of develops it now. Not to mean to stop talking about it. We got people in Belize and Yucatan. So that's next Saturday, 997. What's interesting is that middle Atlantic spot showing up. Not on the NHC radar. That would be so ironic to have the one we're not looking at actually develop behind it. But there's that. That's next Saturday. Goes in the BOC, Bay of Campeche, Peachy, and it kind of develops it a little bit. And it stops, kind of slows her down a little bit. Pretty darn strong, actually. Here's our frontal line leaving next weekend. This is that front picking up Gulf juice, maybe high pressure building back in behind it. That's pretty darn strong, man. I haven't looked at the 6Z yet. Wow. So that's still a hurricane, 955. Remember Harvey? Everybody wrote Harvey off, and it went across that Yucatan and did not take much for it to spark. So, I've said oftentimes, many years, watch systems in real time. Use a little common sense. That's kind of what we're doing with this system. We know there's a tropical wave. You see the tropical wave on the surface charts. You know it's there. There's a tropical wave. So it's it's waving. There it is here. This is on Wednesday. Wednesday. There's our low hanging out with our front Wednesday in the Gulf of Mexico. So we always watch tropical waves this time of year. Here it is on the juice map here, water vapor, just big old blobby mess right here, but that's kind of it in a nutshell. Here's the wave they stopped talking about that could enter the scene, and then this is the new one coming off Africa that just exited. Very interesting. All right, well, hey, man, that could do something. Now watch what's weird. Last night's GFS did the same thing. Let me show you what it did. This is why the models are just so crazy. But here's last night 00Z, low pressure on Saturday, possibly develops it into Belize. Somebody's from Belize watching right now, I guarantee it. Say hello, Belize. That's a possible hurricane down there in the Yucatan, Belize. Now listen, we got a lot of people traveling, right? I had a lot of people ask about the Bahamas. I hope nobody asked about Cancun. I might have led you astray, but obviously you're watching a wave approaching next weekend. That should be a given. But there's a GFS 989, and it brings it into the BOC, but then watch what it did. It kind of stopped it and picked up that frontal line and kind of came back. Possible. That'd be a week from next weekend. Now, why the heck are the models 7 days out so inaccurate? I don't know. But they are. This is 2 weeks actually, but what I'm saying is just this whole 7 day thing that we used to trust. 7 days would be right here. But obviously that's, fantasy land. But it's shared a lot. Now here's that new system, the system coming in behind that's not being highlighted from the National Hurricane Center. And wouldn't that be something if that one ends up being something? The National Hurricane Center not even highlighting this guy. That's probably, I can't tell you how many times in the tropics we focus on one area and then all of a sudden something pops up behind it. So, and let me tell you something. All right, peak season September 10th. All right, we have a lot of storms in October and November. It's not over by any means at all. I'm even experiencing hurricane hangover, they call it. I call it hurricane hangover because April and May, these predictions come out and everybody's so amped up, man. We got Hurricane Expo every day. I'm doing Hurricane Expos every day, and it's like, oh my God. And then we get into peak season, it's like, okay. But trust me, there's still a lot of time left. And I'm telling you, you don't want to hear it only takes one. But listen, do you really want to have 20 storms like last season and really only have one affect anybody? Is that what people want? 19 nothing burgers? All right, so there's a GFS. Interesting to watch this little guy pop it in the picture. Let's take a look at the latest Euro on tropical tidbits. This is the 6Z. It only goes out 90 hours, but we can get an idea of what happens down here. Nothing. There's your weak vorticity. You can kind of see it right here. This is Thursday. So if you don't see it on the pressure maps, you can always see it on the vorticity maps right there. And there's our front line kind of hanging out. We'll go to the 000Z. Last night's 00Z. Keeping it west. Weaker west, young man. And then it crashes down into Belize. Crosses into the Pacific and goes bye-bye. A lot of times, weak systems cross the Central America, and then they go right into the Pacific. So that's that one. There's your frontal line, which is weird. You would think it'd be picking it up, but it's not. Typically, frontal lines pick up systems. So this thing gets any stronger, things change. Trust me. If our system develops around Jamaica midweek, then it's a whole new ballgame. This thing's going to lift, and it's going to react to that frontal line, and then we have a whole different setup. But right now, they're keeping it very weak. Even though a couple days ago it was showing very strong. And now it's not. So this was just, this was 2 days ago, the Euro. Now, notice the same idea, weak until Jamaica, Wednesday. And then it develops it, pulls it north, and reacts to that front line over the weekend. So that was then, and this is now. About the same, it's just weaker, wester. But that's that. All right, let's look at some other models. Let's look at the Canadian. Canadian's been doing pretty consistent. All right, let's see what we got. Nothing. Little development, possibly in the BOC next Saturday. Keeping it west. Now, interestingly enough, whatever's down here gets pulled up this way, and we could see some sneaky storms next weekend in the eastern seaboard as our front line comes down. Big bad cold front pulling up some tropical low pressure juice. So we're not taking our eye off the East Coast by any means. It's almost like a nor'easter setup. But there's that low, 998. I mean, we're talking about nor'easters now in September. But this is our low. Could see some nor'easter type effects next weekend as our low gets picked up by that frontal line and heads off to northeast. Here's the GFS showed it a couple times, but this gives you the idea. There's the GFS showing next Saturday and Sunday, 999 frontal line and possible low pressure. So that's next weekend. You know, could be some big rain in Long Island area again. They've been getting a lot of rain. And it's going to feel like fall come Sunday. Oh, my God. Who would have thought? My heck, man. The mums are going to be hitting the stores, right? Are the mums out? Every time the mums are at Lowe's. it's fall. But all right, some more models. Let's look at the icon. So the Euro again, you know, we'll look at ensembles here in a second. We're looking at models because that's what I've always done, even though they're wrong all the time. We get a sense of a couple things. One, let's see what the Euro is showing for that other area. If it was showing anything at all, I don't know if it was or not. So the one little area that the NHC isn't talking about is popping up a little bit. Here it is right here. Not really showing it. Here's that other little area that kind of just going to hang out there. And then there's another wave coming off Africa, maybe. I don't know. But, you know, that's a long way away. Another wave next Tuesday. But, yeah, it's not really showing it. The GFS is showing it. Here's that wave that's following. That maybe might be something to look at. See it right here? This is next Thursday. There's our spot we're watching now. Here's that wave coming in behind, and here's that wave the NHC's got highlighted. So, yeah, we're not going to take our eye off of that. That's this little guy right here. This was marked a couple days ago. This area right here. This is the one that's marked. This is the one that's marked. This one's not marked. This is the one that the GFS is kind of hinting. So, we don't take our eyes off of sneaky little tropical thingies in the summertime or in the peak of season. That's for sure. All right, other models. Let's see. We did the GFS. We did the Canadian. Look at icon. Here's a Canadian showing BOC. Yesterday was showing BOC. Little bit of lift. Stronger it gets, man. We got a whole new ballgame. The icon of the seas. Latest 6Z showing a little bump here south of Jamaica. Timing's always been the same. This little wave is going to be around Jamaica on Wednesday. And the icon's still showing a weak low pressure on Thursday here in the Gulf, not leaving. That's why we have a lot of rain in Texas, Louisiana. Here's our spot the NHC doesn't have marked. It's coming in on the icon for Friday. Here's the icon. So it's, you know, it's showing it. It's just a big question mark. So, you know, this area right here, you know, any wave, I'm telling you, the water's hot, man. This is, you know, we got to watch it. It's like, it's the opposite now. It's like, okay, we watch it because the model showed it. Now, since the models don't show it, do we not watch it? No, we watch it more because the models are not doing very good this year. So, but it has no spin right now. The difference was Barrow had spin all the way from Cape Verde. This one has got very little vorticity, so it's not even, it's very, 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 very unorganized right now. I don't even know if it's picking up here on our, yeah, it's definitely not showing there. Maybe here, let's take a look. Maybe a little bump right here, maybe. No, it's on the other side of 50. Oh, that's 50. Is that Barbados? Yeah, I can't. I was a little too far in. Yeah, it's missing it. See, that's where it should be right there, but there's no scat pass. Yeah, there's nothing. This one might show it here. No, still no scat. This is your satellite scanning of the winds. So our system's somewhere right here. Let's take a look at ensembles on Weather Nerds. We can look at them on Tropical Tidbits too. Let's look at them right here. Tropical Tidbits. So let's go to ensembles. Kind of give you an idea what's cooking here on that lower level ensemble member MSP. All right, so pretty much no development in the next couple days on the Euro. Starts to show a little bit of development on Wednesday around Jamaica. A couple of them pull north. There's that. Yesterday's 12Z. Oh, about the same. A couple of them pull north. Latest GFS. A couple of stronger ones going north. You can see them too on the. Well, let's look at the Canadian too. It's not that bad of a model. Here's the Canadian. You're probably like, what is he looking at? Sometimes, hey, I just saw a Pepto ad. Why would I be Googling Pepto? I don't take Pepto-Bismol. Maybe because it knows I was out late last night. It assumes that I want Pepto. Let's look at a tropical cyclone probability map. This kind of paints a good picture on development. Euro's really backed off, showing development now in the BOC for Wednesday, next Wednesday. You know, no, not watching it. That's for sure. Just everything's pushing west, weaker west, weaker west. Longer they say weak, the more west they go. Doesn't have any hurricane parameters anymore. So that's that. Actual. Oh my goodness, what time is it? I gotta get going. Let's see here. Global spaghetti. We can take a look here. It's got one member out of 51. Look at this oddball, one little guy. 10 days in a nutshell. This is the spot not being watched by the NHC. It fizzles it out. GFS has to go a little bit more. Here's that new wave off Africa. Kind of has to do that. Maybe something coming off way to the north. That's not normal. And then this whole mess right here. So, you know, come on, Louis, knock it off. This is 10 days. But we have fronts in play. You know, anything does develop, front's going to pick it up and steer it out of here. It misses the front, high pressure builds in, keeps on going west. But, you know, anyway. So, bottom line, it was Labor Day weekend. I was 17. I got some Coke and some gasoline. That's the only guarantees right now. Deanna, you're welcome. Lisa, thanks for the stars. Stars are back again. Bobby, hurricane hangover. It's a real thing. Chrissy, thank you for the stars. Candy, you're welcome. I'm working on Labor Day. Not working really, but I love it. But I am doing something. I got to go. Going over to the home show. So if you're bored today, Tampa Bay Home Show over there at the fairgrounds. They invited me over to speak, talk weather. I love talking weather. Hey, I was really proud of my local Pinellas County. I know I shared it yesterday, but it really meant a lot to me to have Pinellas County government asked a collaboration with them a little bit. To share messaging. Obviously, we don't have much to talk about right now, but, you know, it really meant a lot to me to have my county, you know, trust me a little bit and, you know, have the confidence to have me do that. So anyway, Robert, you're right. Magic 8 Ball, more than ever. Hey, Surfside. I was in Surfside, Kevin. I got some drone footage, man, with Debbie approaching. Or Barrel approaching. Hey, Dale. What's up, buddy? Hey, your buddy reached out to me, Dale, the tornado guy. Kara, thank you. That's an interesting name. Looks like Sarah with a K. Teresa, you got Bahama Blob action. Thank you, Miss Breezy 2G. So, Mike asked a good question. Do I think it's going to turn? It just, at this point, it doesn't have any spin. So it's been getting eat up. It just doesn't make sense. I don't know what's going on. Shear is not that bad. We got light wind shear. I know it's here. It's hard to see, but here's your islands right here. So our system's somewhere down here, but there's relatively light wind shear. It's not the worst. Shear tendencies dropping. It's entering an area of pretty low wind shear right here. But until it walks like a duck, and talks like a duck, it's not a duck. Water temp's hot. Got some moisture. But it ain't anything. So that's the way we roll. Convection's been the telltale sign. You always look at satellite imagery, and you can really learn a lot by looking at that. There is some dry, stable air. I mean, that's the talking point now. Oh, dry air. Well, maybe we need to learn how to predict dry air. If that's been the reason. You can see all this, big clump of, stable dry air out there, but Barrel was a Cat 5 and it had dry air. I don't think everybody wants to know, but nobody knows. And Hurricane Otis is the best example of last year. Not one model predicted it, and it turned into a Cat 5. So we just watch these things, man. Now more than ever. And I'm going to really keep my eye on it, honestly. Man, if this thing starts bubbles up, man, Jimmy, bubbles up. If this thing bubbles up, things can change. But currently it doesn't have a low pressure, and that's the big key. You got to have some sort of spinach if it's going to develop into anything, and it doesn't have that right now. So that takes a little time. It had spin yesterday, though. It's really odd. It just kind of disappeared. These trade winds, the easterlies here, just pushing it along. So we got more spinach in the Gulf than we do in that Caribbean spot. Labor Day spinach. Hurricane Elena. Anybody remember Hurricane Elena? I think that was the first storm that I remember. I remember it just sat out there, and apparently we had a lot of flooding. I don't remember that. I was only 12 years old back then, but I do remember the winds howling in the middle of the night. And Hurricane Elena was way up here. Never really got close to us, but it still had a lot of impacts in Tampa Bay. A lot of flooding. What's up, Brax? You remember? Trent Hogg, what's up, buddy? Yeah, I'm not worried about it. Listen, my buddy Matt Devitt even responded on X. It's not, so I'm not going to call anybody out anymore. It's just the overall internet's just so spicy lately, and it's not my page, is every page, and everybody's so mad and angry and like about the weather. Like, what? You can get mad at me. Hey James, softball is hard to tell, buddy. I did see that. Oh, James, soon. I'll keep everybody posted on that. Her softball schedule. But I did see that David Baird, Fort Myers said their wettest summer ever. Last year they were in a drought. This year, here's Mother Nature for you, right? Mother Nature flipped the switch, and drought last year, and now Fort Myers is the wettest ever. So, yeah, that's it. Susan, I seem bored. Now, why would you say that, Susan? Seriously. Do I act bored? I'm still the most active person on the internet, I think, talking weather. There's always weather to talk about. Oh, anyway, what else we talk about? We got a few more minutes. Josh, I believe it. So here, all right. So Josh, good point. Listen, Donna, listen, good point. First off, I don't lose any sleep over it. I still have a hell of a good time. I work hard, play hard. Doesn't bother me. Trust me. People are worried about it. Doesn't bother me. It doesn't bother me. I just shake my head. I'm just like, I don't post and ghost because I do like to interact with people and read comments. It'd be easy for me to post and ghost, but I like to interact. But then when I see a stupid comment, I have to react because I'm not going to put up with it, Especially when they don't know me, judge me. Oh my God, you don't have your seatbelt on. I'm parked in a parking lot. Why would you take your daughter storm chasing? Because we were driving and it started raining. Corey, no, next year's trending neutral right now. It usually doesn't flip in 1 year. Usually we have a 2-year run. I don't know if modeling goes out that far yet. Let's take a look here. I think it might start to show the summertime maybe next year. I know we got La Nina in winter, which will bring a lot of winter action south. Less storms in the south, more cold fronts dipping farther south, more snow. March, April, May. It's kind of trending back to neutral. So maybe it will only last this winter season, but it's tough to tell. Usually they last 2 years. Usually. But when we had a 3-year run. So anyway, prediction is maybe more neutral next summertime. This is March, April, May. Slowly getting signs of El Nino back. Hey, man, El Nino, we had more hurricanes in El Nino than we did La Nina. So, tornado map, Sandra. Yep, I'll fix it. Thank you, Miss Joy. See you, Bob. How the Bucks gonna do? Hey, Bob Daly. Upper level winds mimicking El Nino. Yeah, there's a lot of theory about the upper level winds. A lot of dry air. They're just fizzling out. They're bottom line, they're just fizzling out. We get a lot of juice coming off Africa right now, but they're just not able to maintain currently. Remember Beryl? It was Cat 5 in July. Never happened before, so it's just these lulls. Everybody gets all like thinking the season's over, and it's not. So there you go. I do have to get ready. We'll be live tomorrow. Again, daily brew time. So hope everybody has a great Labor Day. Whatever you got going on. I don't think we got much going on today when I get back. Let's see. What else can we talk about here? That's about it, I reckon. So, all right. Have a good Labor Day, everybody. We will see you tomorrow and see what changes. I got your back. I'll be watching like a hawk. But right now, there's nothing to worry about. If you're going to Cancun and Belize, Yucatan for sure, but next weekend, whatever this thing is going to be heading that way. So you always want to keep an eye on it if you're cruising or heading that direction next weekend. It's going to be south of Jamaica Wednesday, and it's going to be the Belize and Yucatan area this weekend. So if anything were to develop, but if it develops stronger, it could cut that gap and, still kind of head into the Gulf. We still have a few ensembles showing that, but I got to go. So, all right, we'll see you tomorrow. See you later. Alligator.